going for a quick walk and hopefully finding something to paint. Even though it's a bit chilly out today. But I've got my backpack with my GoPro attached, which means I can record things much easier. Okay, so I know spring isn't technically here, but we had a really beautiful day that felt like spring, and I am so excited and felt so invigorated by painting outside that I just felt like, you know what? This is the beginning of plein air season. In the past, I think I used plein air as an excuse to spend a lot of time outside, and luckily it went hand in hand with my love for painting and drawing. But this year, I kind of want to approach it a little bit differently. One of my goals this summer is to paint things that I'm less comfortable with. Like things that I don't paint quite so often or that are just generally more challenging. For instance, a bridge over a river or architecture of some kind involves so much more consideration. What I'm going to try to do is find things like abandoned houses or church ruins or castle ruins or old bridges and stuff like that, where I can also incorporate the landscape, the environment around them, but slowly work towards building up more complex scenes. Some of you guys know that I also do illustration. I'm working towards illustrating some of my own books as well as building up a portfolio to maybe someday work with an agency and illustrate other people's books. But I know that's like a long-term goal down the road because that's sort of like secondary in my job. Anyways, in order to do that, I will have to get better at certain things like buildings, people, animals, incorporating things besides just trees and stuff into my painting. So I need to step outside my comfort zone at some point. And what I've found when I paint from the comfort of my studio is that I just lean heavily on things that I'm comfortable with. And don't get me wrong, I still learn a ton even when I'm painting something that I'm more comfortable with. But every time I've pushed myself outside of that, every time I've gone further, every time I feel really frustrated or scared or nervous in my paintings, I grow so much more. So the gauntlet has been thrown down to myself. I am going to push myself so much further this year. So if I end up sharing any of that on my YouTube channel, please be gentle, please be kind. But no, seriously, it is so important. And if anyone else out there is kind of in the same boat, maybe you feel a little, I don't know, stagnant with your growth, or you have like really big goals, but you aren't really sure how to reach them, or you know how to reach them and you know it's going to be a painful process at times. You're not alone. We're in this together. I'm hoping to be able to get out and paint and record at least once a week as the spring approaches. But you know, it is dependent on weather. And it won't always be educational, and it won't always just be silent demos either. I'm going to do a mix of lots of different types of videos. I've had a few people ask me lately, will I ever do watercolor again? And I actually just did a watercolor video recently, but yes, of course, I love painting with watercolor. In the last year or so, I have realized that gouache is my favorite medium, but I do use it more like watercolor at times, and I like mixing them together a lot. So especially when I'm painting outside, this is a perfect example here. I actually start with watercolor and then I add gouache on top, or I mix the gouache in as I'm painting with the watercolor. They kind of go hand in hand. They can work so well together. So for the time being, I will be doing like a hybrid of the two, and I don't think I'll ever just be happy painting with one single medium. I'm not that kind of artist, but I do appreciate you guys being here watching my videos, even if it's not a particular medium that you followed me for. It means a lot. I hope you enjoy the ambiance of the plein air painting sessions as well. That's my favorite thing. Painting outside, listening to the sounds, and especially water. I think I mentioned in my recent paint and chat video that our lockdown is going to be easing here in northern Scotland. So I will be able to travel a little bit further and go to the Cairngorm Mountains. So expect some mountain goodness coming up, hopefully soon. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who left amazing, wonderful, kind comments on my recent video, especially reaching out to me when my hard drive crashed. Thank you for all of your generosity and spirit, and those of you who offered help. It means so much to me, and now everything is okay. I've learned my lesson, and I'm working towards better solutions, or I have a better setup now, I should say. But yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, someday I hope I'll get to the point where I can just go do the painting and I have an assistant or someone helping me do all the tech side of things, because I swear I am tech cursed. Or I don't know, I struggle so much. There's always something going on. But I love making videos so much, and I actually love the creative process of editing too. So, I'm not going anywhere, even though my equipment tries to troll me, and I struggle a lot with that, but I love it. I love what I'm doing and sharing the journey with you all. So thank you for being here and watching. If you enjoyed this little plein air session, please give the video a thumbs up so YouTube knows I did a good job. Oh, and also before I go, I want to give you a heads up that this weekend I'll be posting my office/studio makeover and tour video. So I hope you'll join me there for the premiere, and I look forward to chatting with you all. By the way, I got a new strap for my GoPro, and this is what I'm using here for this video. I feel like it's much more stable than my previous GoPro footage, so I'll keep experimenting with that and hopefully improving the videos as I go. So yeah, okay, bye for real this time. Have an amazing week, everybody. See you next time.